So they also will call this divergence.
Okay.
So know that sympathetic is going to have more divergence. Divergence makes
like pathways.
More pathways, more routes, more postganglions per every preganglion.
Okay.
So this one is actually 1:20 ratio. It has 4 paths, but per every, you know how in class we've been drawing it like,
Yeah.
that's a sympathetic because it's a short preganglion. How you should really be drawing it if we want accurate would be like this.
Oh.
Just because there's so many, so it's like a 1:20 ratio. Sympathetic has a lot more divergence than parasympathetic, which really is a 1:1 ratio.
Gotcha. How do you remember, like, because I know sympathetic is short and para is long, but I always forget which one's which. Do you have any way of...
The way I remember it is parasympathetic is the long one, and then sympathetic, I kind of drew that bad, but this one's shorter. Short, pre, S for sympathetic. So you know the first one's short, so sympathetic.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So there's that one.
Let's talk about this.
I'm gonna peek my head out real quick to make sure she's not roaming. Is anyone here for 264? No? Okay. Just us.
Okay.
What else?
Okay, so with the nervous system, you have, what's it, indirect? That's what they're called.
Your
What synapses, like, one,
preganglion and postganglion?
yes. Like, but, so, for example, this picture here. This one's got the preganglion and then it has one, but this one comes down, synapses, goes down the spine, and then goes through the chain ganglia. Does this make sense? So,
So this one's showing parasympathetic.
okay.
Always think parasympathetic is the rest and digest, right?
Right.
So it's kind of the most basic. It comes in, synapses, and comes out.
Okay.
It's the 1:1 divergence, not very much of it.
And then
This is sympathetic, and so it shows that it's comes down, and it has the 4 different pathways it can possibly go down, which is why it has the sympathetic chain ganglion depicted there.
okay, about done. Okay, so can we review just like the
Nicotinic?
and muscarinic?
Uh-huh. So do you want to write kind of all the stuff up first? Like, do you want, you can or I can, but do you want to kind of like, you know, put it all up on the board before we go into it?
Yeah, but you'll have to, I want to put it up on the board, but I really don't know this very well.
Okay.
So you'll have to walk.
I can write it up if you want.
Well, I'll remember better if I write it.
Okay, let's do that then.
Okay, so nicotinic and muscarinic. I just wrote it in my notes and just like ask questions because I don't understand it. But I just don't know where to start with drawing.
Let's start with drawing our parasympathetic ganglion and then draw our sympathetic down here.
Okay. So para is the short one. No, it's the long one.
There you
The long
go.
one.
You'll never forget it now.
Yeah, see?
Perfect.
And then short.
Awesome.
And sympathetic is short. And then
Perfect.
okay. So then
how do we know what we call? So we know that this is a ganglion, that section. We know this is a ganglion. What were the names of the ganglions? Do you remember? We had terminal for this one.
oh, yeah, so this one's terminal and then this one is the 2 one of them is chain and the
Yeah.
other one is collateral.
Perfect.
So chain.
So this is kind of everything I'd write up when you get in the testing center. Get the biggest scratch piece of paper you can and just write this big
Okay.
kind of chart.
Okay, so terminal, chain, collateral.
And those are the names of your ganglions. So then you have the preganglions and the post. So there's like, that's a pre, and that's a post
Right.
for that one and that one.
Okay.
What are our names? Because they're going to have specific names depending on what they secrete or what they release.
So one has to do with acetylcholine.
Choline.
Choline.
Mhm.
Choline.
Acetyl-CoA is going to be for your metabolism though.
That's right.
Yeah, everyone always mixes those words.
Okay, so and that one has something to do with that in the title of it.
Cholinergic
Cholinergic.
for choline.
And then you have adrenergic.
Yeah, awesome. And what does that secrete?
Norepinephrine.
Yeah, awesome. Yep.
Okay.
So then where are our little secretions?
So this one secretes ACH. So this is your cholinergic.
Yep.
Cholinergic.
Because it's acetylcholine. Right there.
I'm sure I'm not spelling this right. But that's fine. Cholinergic and adrenergic.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And so this one also is ACH right here. This, yay.
Then we have ACH in one other spot.
ACH is here.
Yeah.
Para. Okay, that's fine. ACH. And then, yeah.
I'm your little
Your
neurotransmitter.
And then down here you have the adrenergic.
Yes.
So I'm just going to put EP for epinephrine.
Put NE for norepinephrine. That's the best way.
Okay.
Yep. Norepinephrine.
Okay.
So if they ask the question, what is your preganglion for your parasympathetic neurons name? So your preganglion, yeah.
Right?
Because which one am I talking about?
This.
This one. Yep.
And these are both myelinated, and this one's unmyelinated?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. And then you had the alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1. Beta
So now
2.
let's draw our receptors. Do you remember in the neurotransmitter way back, or neuromuscular junction with our somatic? We had our somatic come in,
Yeah.
neuromuscular junction, and we have a sodium ligand gate, and then acetylcholine came in bound here in the gate open.
Yeah.
So this was acetylcholine,
Okay.
and it had a receptor. So now let's go through and draw all the receptors for all of this. Where does this acetylcholine bind to? Where does norepinephrine bind to? Where does this one and this one? So we can draw little receptors.
Okay.
And this is a nicotinic receptor. So you can say NN or N2
Okay.
are going to be the receptors for both of these, actually.
Okay. And then, or N2.
Correct.
And then,
And it's nicotinic.
okay, nicotinic. And muscarinic. Where's muscarinic?
Muscarinic is going to be for our,
Parasympathetic here.
right. So if we drew kind of like, let's draw an organ.